Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at a newly released Pokemon here, where we got some battles sent to us, which is very cool here. We're going to have Skeledirge. I'm still not sure on how to say the name. I'm going to be able to also get these Pokemon hopefully in a few hours from now. I just woke up basically, so if my sound is, or like my voice is a little bit weird, sorry for that. It's always a little bit awkward in the morning, but yeah, we're going to now take a look at some gameplay with the new fire type starter Pokemon here, which is going to be very interesting actually. This is supposedly at least the best of the starter Pokemon from them all, and I definitely can see this because it's going to be what's called the fire and ghost typing. You're going to also have Incinerate on this Pokemon, which makes it way more interesting in my opinion, as Incinerate is going to be the best fast move basically for fire type Pokemon. It's a little bit awkward because it's a 5-turn move, but you're going to have the same typing basically. By the way, the Pokemon looks so cool, holy hell man. Like, I really didn't like those designs in the main series games, but I feel like always when you see like those Go designs, they look so much better. But yeah, you're going to have the same typing as in Alolan Marowak, but you're going to have at least better fast move here, which actually makes a lot of difference there. And if this Pokemon is going to get Blast Burn, which is definitely going to get eventually, I'm fairly certain that this is going to be one of the most common meta Pokemon in terms of a fire type at least, as you're also going to have decent coverage. You're going to have Crunch on this Pokemon as far as I know, and of course here we're going to see the fairy type move, Disarming Voice, I think it is, which is, I think, a 45 energy move. I think Disarming Voice is a Foul Play clone. I always thought back in the day that this move is completely bad. Oh, look at this. Oh no, this is completely does not know what to do here right now. Gonna go for the Durarun, but honestly, the fast move there, Incinerate, is going to do enough damage to definitely knock them out there. As you're going to see a Lantern, which definitely got nerfed, as a lot of people said online. I actually found it funny. I was like one of the first people who said like, okay, yeah, this Pokemon gonna get buffed if it's going to be only -1 energy, and then I saw like so many people, oh no, it's so nerfed, and then now I saw like yesterday I went through Twitter, I saw like 3 or 4 different people separately saying, oh no, what did you do to Lantern? It's so overpowered now. And yes, it is overpowered, so definitely if you have a Lantern, try it out. It is definitely not nerfed as it's so buffed, but here we're gonna see a nice swap. Actually, is it a swap? Yeah, there was a swap here onto the Surf of the Lantern, allowing you to farm them down. But I'm not sure if this is going to be enough, as you didn't even go for the charge move there, which maybe would have been better off. But yeah, the Dragons are going to knock you out, and there is no way of getting to the Body Slam there. We're going to see here right now the Altaria coming in, which is definitely also solid, as you're going to be able to go for the Body Slam there. Not sure if this is going to be actually a great matchup. Yeah, honestly, the team itself, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I wouldn't really build myself like this. I don't know, like it's definitely a way to go. I know like what they try to do here right now. You're going to try to basically have a decent core with a backline, trying to have, for example, Water and Fire, which is decent together because Water doesn't really want to face at least like grass type Pokemon. It's okay for this one because it's part flying, but you know what I mean. I think actually that's only, okay, no, it's actually a rock as well as electric, which is weak for the Pelipper, so it's actually not ideal for this example. But you're basically going to be weak against other water type Pokemon with your Skeledirge there in the back. I don't think that's how you say the name, but still, sorry for that if that's wrong. And you're going to be able to at least counter those water type Pokemon with the flying type moves of the Pelipper, as you can see here right now. And it's definitely a decent core while having something neutral in the lead that I guess tries to win the lead for you and just tries to allow you to realign. It's at least how I think that this team is supposed to work. As you're going to see here, Galarian Stunfisk coming in. But yeah, we're going to see right now, this is going to be a Rock Slide, going to be interesting here, as you can still go for a charge move. I'm fairly certain you can outspeed them here, right? Going to be shielded, of course, and the next Flamethrower is going to go through here, and this is going to be getting the knockout against the Galarian Stunfisk for sure, as we will now move on into the next game. Going to be the Azumarill here right now, lagging around a little bit. This is fine, as we're going to now see the Body Slam coming through, and also we are going to say that you're going to stay in here most likely, as your backline, of course, your Pelipper is okay against it, but your Skeledirge is definitely not ideal. I think that's how you say the name. I'm sorry if that's wrong, but we will see here right now that the shield is coming up from the Azumarill, and also another Body Slam is going to hit the Azumarill from our from double, sorry, it's early, from the double there, we're going to now see also the opponent's Umbreon coming in right now as we see the Dark Pulse. It's not going to do enough damage, and I guess two Weather Balls more than a Hurricane? I think it's not. I think Hurricane is Hurricane the same? I think Hurricane is the same amount of damage, so I think it's fine. But here we're going to see the knockout hopefully soon from the double here, as the fast move is going to be super effective, but you're actually going to swap out into the Skeledirge. I guess you were expecting that the opponent can farm you down, and now incinerating down might be the play here against the opponent's Umbreon, but the opponent going to swap out into the Azumarill, as he can go for the Disarming Voice, which is going to do some decent damage, but as you can see, you're going to have to still go for another one right now, leaving you with only a little bit of health left, same amount of shields as the opponent, but they're swapping into the Umbreon, which is an interesting play, telling me that they're going to be weak against Fire-type Pokemon in the back. No, they're weak against Ghost-type Pokemon in the back, basically, with the opponent's Toxicroak here right now. You will see the Mud Bomb coming through. You can go ahead and go for the Disarming Voice. They definitely did not play the Mud Bomb there correctly. They could have went for, I think, one more fast move at that point. So like this, we're going to be able to outspeed them here, I guess, with this Skeledirge. And yeah, you're going to be able to definitely win this game here, as you can move on to the next game. This is going to be a Scrafty in the lead, and you swap out immediately into Skeledirge. I guess, I don't know. It's actually not as bad. Like, I do see why, but I actually don't know. Okay, you're actually going to be able to survive it. And it's definitely worth it here for this team, because there's going to be another Lantern in the back, so definitely the right play here. But you actually don't have to do this. Like, usually I do understand why you would want to do this, because here, for example, it's the worst matchup for you. You're going to have a Flying-type Pokemon in the back that's going to be a little bit better against the opponent's Scrafty. But you swapped out here now into your Skeledirge immediately, so because it's like the weaker matchup basically. But you actually still have a double super effective move against Scrafty with Disarming Voice, which most likely even going to be able to one-shot them or come close to it. So I'm not sure if this was actually the play to go. As you're going to see here, a Walrein. It's actually a Pokemon that you barely see anymore nowadays, Walrein. Especially now after the Earthquake nerf, it's going to be even weaker, but that's unfortunate. They called the bait and you just decide to forfeit there. I guess there was nothing that he could have done. I guess going for it's always a little bit awkward. I hate the scenarios where you cannot be forced to use a shield or like go for the bait or anything like this. If the opponent has 2 shields left, it's always a little bit awkward. As you're going to see now, the matchup against the Deoxys defense from the Pelipper here right now, this is going to be able to definitely do some damage, as you're going to be able to shield this new move up here. It's going to be the Thunderbolt most likely, but you're definitely going to be able to get a shield back here from the opponent with your Weather Ball if they want to realign the Pokemon. And you're going to even get to another charge move, which is huge for you, as you can now let this next move go through if they're going to shield this move up, and they do shield this move up. So this Pelipper is most likely going to go down here, did its job, gained you a shield advantage, which was really nice here. And we know already at this point of time that they're running Thunderbolt, as far as we saw that they're against the Pelipper there. So you're going to be able to get some extra energy with your Skeledirge here and the Incinerate, and also the Steelix is coming through here right now. Using a shield, I guess it's worth it, as the opponent is only going to have the Hitmontop in the back. Completely forgot about the Hitmontop, by the way. But this is going to go ahead and go for a Flamethrower. I actually wonder if Flamethrower is better than the Disarming Voice. I'm fairly certain it must be better, right? Let me actually check on the site, because I have no idea about this Pokemon right now. And I'm fairly certain that it's going to be a little bit interesting here. Skeledirge, definitely an interesting Pokemon, thanks to the typing as well. It actually would have learned the Shadow Ball I just see. So like Flamethrower is not even the play to go for this Pokemon. Great job there. Okay, I didn't actually see that either before, but I guess also this player went for the Flamethrower, which is not ideal. It actually learns the move Shadow Ball. That's cool to know. Definitely the better move to go for instead of the Flamethrower. So like if you want to play this Pokemon yourself, don't go for the Flamethrower, go for Shadow Ball. Better move by far. So this player definitely did not do the right thing with that one there. But I guess it already came in clutch sometimes with the Flamethrower against like the Steelix before, so it's not really the worst one either, but interesting to see. I actually didn't know this either. Definitely is something that is, yeah, something that's definitely worth noting here. Let's take a look real quick. The Disarming Voice does do more damage than the Flamethrower in a neutral matchup. Like when the Disarming Voice is super effective and the Flamethrower is neutral. So Flamethrower is just a bad charge move, sadly, which is kind of interesting, as you see Ice Beam and Thunderbolt more often than Flamethrower, which I think they're all supposed to be the same damage per energy, but Shadow Ball definitely the way to go on this Pokemon. Gives it a way more play. Also against the Gyarados here, for example, would be way better than the Flamethrower, so definitely don't go for Flamethrower. I know Flamethrower is also step and Flamethrower is nice against the Steel-type Pokemon, but trust me, Shadow Ball is the way to go for this Pokemon. There is no reason for you to go for the Flamethrower, especially as you already do so much damage for like Fire typing with your fast move, so that's definitely not how you want to have it. But still, you're going to be able to at least go ahead here against the Medicham and go for some disarming voice damage here, hopefully, as this disarming voice coming through. I wonder how much it's going to do. I would guess around 50. Or actually more than I thought, okay. Might be also, I don't know, maybe the opponent is a little bit more attack weighted. There are actually a few attack weighted Medicham match like things going around where I actually kind of want to build a new Medicham as well just because of this. But right now we're going to see the Flamethrower doing its work. Maybe Flamethrower, I completely talk crap. Definitely Flamethrower is the way to go. No, Shadow Ball is definitely way better. But here in those scenarios, the Skeledirge is just going through, and I don't know why the opponent just does not want to use a shield at all, as the Skeledirge seemingly just completely destroys the opponent there. And do they have like some kind of weird challenge going on where they're not allowed to use a shield? Or what is going on here right now? I'm honestly so confused by seeing this right now. No, they're using a shield now. Like what do they think that will happen there right now? I just don't. Honestly, I just don't get it. But we will see the Duck Ball going for the Body Slam. Gonna get the shield from the opponent as well. Don't know what they're even trying to do right now, because this Pokemon, like the Tropius, has nowhere to go, and they're gonna actually forfeit now. It was such a waste of time at the end. Horrible lead in this game. They are going to swap out immediately into the Pelipper, which I guess is fair, as both Pokemon in the back going to be better. Again, Shadow Ball would have been way better also against Medicham, which most likely one-shots it. So here we're gonna now see the Pelipper going for a Weather Ball, and this is gonna get the shield from the opponent's what's called Steelix, which is going to be interesting. You will be able to go for not a Weather Ball, as the opponent is going to be able to knock you out before that. But you might even want to swap out later on and try to snipe them with Incinerate, but you cannot. Yeah, no, you can. And now this is actually going to work out very fully as well, which is going to be nice to be seen, as we all now see the opponent coming into the Sableye. One thing where the disarming voice definitely helps out quite a bit, as you will be able to do super effective damage here against the opponent. And as we saw already before, of course, now after me looking it up, we know that Disarming Voice does actually more damage than the Flamethrower. I think even total damage it does more, which is kind of wild. It's just Flamethrower is not a good move. Yeah, it does 2 more total damage in general in like super effective matchups, so definitely the better move to go for. Here we're going to see the Ice Punch coming through, and they are going for the misplay again. Flamethrower is not going to do more damage here, so that's definitely something they should improve on, hopefully. As Medicham also takes more from the Disarming Voice, I would guess. Yeah, 2 more damage from Disarming Voice, even though it's even lower energy and non-step. Just Flamethrower is not a good move. Shadow Ball would be so much better. Let me actually check if Shadow Ball would knock them out here. It does not. Shadow Ball does 75% damage against a Medicham, but I feel like that's basically perfect range for, yeah, it's basically perfect range for the Incinerate down. So, yeah, honestly, definitely run Shadow Ball on this Pokemon so much better, as we see here another Disarming Voice coming through. At least this time around they're gonna go for the Disarming Voice, not trying to go for a Flamethrower, which definitely is not the way to go for. But here we see Ice Punch coming through. They're going to let this move go through. They just barely miss out on the next charge move there, but they're going to have a double shield advantage. Can be a little bit tricky though if the opponent runs something like a Lantern in the back. 2 shield advantage doesn't really help you either, as we will now see that they're gonna swap out into the Galarian Stunfisk. Having to take 2 Weather Balls here going to be not as nice for the opponent, as this is going to do some very decent damage here, nearly knocking them out. And we most are going to see the swap here exactly into the Duck Ball, catching a Rock Slide. This is definitely only a Rock Slide yet. So this is going to be very beneficial for you, and they're going to have their own Pelipper in the back. So you're going to have a great time here going for the Body Slam spam against them. You should be able to reach another Body Slam in time as well. But you're going to let this move go through most likely, as this is going to be just a Weather Ball. And you don't even get the next move off. This was a huge mistake by you. This is not ideal at all, as you're going to now need to go for the Weather Ball against the opponent's Pelipper. And this is really bad for you right now, as the opponent going to maybe even have some energy on the Galarian Stunfisk. But luckily it doesn't matter, as you can now still have our move stored and going to knock them out. So yeah, this is going to be it for today's video. I'm definitely going to showcase all the other Pokemon on my channel as well, when I'm able to get them myself, of course. So that's going to be very cool as well for all the other styles. So if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see the other one, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.